So all I ever knew was the streets, you know what I mean, until I went to prison. Prison gave me a different perspective, you know what I mean. It was still the streets, but it gave it to me in a way that how they presented it and they looked at it from a professional point of view. They say pain is the best teacher, because you can always remember a place and time when you done felt some type of pain. And like me, even me talking about my childhood now, it's like, I went through those things, but like I just don't believe in making excuses. Me speaking of my past is not looking for, any type of sympathy from anybody. But it's just to let people know that you can have struggles and you can go through things no matter how old you are, or how young you are, how old you are. You know what I mean? You can make a difference. You can change your life. You know what I mean? As soon as you change your way of thinking. You know what I mean? And it's as simple as that. You know what I mean? It's not. You don't have to go to school first. You know what I mean? You don't have to, marry the right person. You don't have to, do anything but make up your mind and make a decision to do it. That's it. Okay. So when you grow up one way all your life, that's all you really know. You know what I mean? So all I ever knew was the streets. You know what I mean? Until I went to prison. Prison gave me a different perspective. You know what I mean? It was still the streets, but it gave it to me in a way that how they presented it and they looked at it from a professional point of view. So I kind of took the language that I learned from me going to college in prison and going to school in prison, and kind of related it to the things that I was actually doing in the street. So I said, man, I said to myself, it's got to be a way that I can make just as much money without taking the same risk. Coming from, where I come from, in Cleveland, Ohio, like we really don't have an opportunity to think about things like that truly. You know what I mean? Be able to wear our eyes off, say, okay, man, if I do this, it's going to be a better situation for me. You know what I mean? It's more of, man, I need to eat right now, or I need to, you know what I mean? My son, my daughter, my mama, need this, need that, Like people think they started from nothing, but you're really not. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're really not. You know what I mean? You always have yourself. You know what I mean? You always have your own creative ideas. You always have your own intuition. You know what I mean? So that's not starting with nothing. You know what I mean? That's a whole lot. But people don't trust in themselves enough to follow through. You know what I mean? A lot of people just don't show up. You know what I mean? Or they give up right before, you know what I mean, they receive their result, their goal that they was looking for. A lot of people, they fight, and right till they get to the point, that line, right, and they give up. You know what I mean? But never knowing if they'd have took one more step, they'd have got everything they was looking for and more. So people don't see things through. You know what I mean? First thing first, we need to have a finishing spirit. Period. You know what I mean? If you start something, you need to see it through. And it's never lost. It's only education. No problem, only solutions. A lot of people focus on the problem instead of the solution. In every situation, if there's a problem, you should instantly be focused on the solution. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you're focusing on self-defeating behavior, and it's not going to benefit you or anybody else around you. You know what I mean? So if you change the way you think and your focus, you change your reality. It's really as simple as that. You know what I mean? People tell you this and that, these doctors and all this other stuff, they make you pay all your money for this and that. But it's really as simple as that, man. Now, I mean, some things, chemically imbalanced, some things, people do need medicine. You know what I mean? But a lot of problems and a lot of issues that we have are self-created. Man, it's simple, man. We just don't know. You know what I mean? My people perish from lack of knowledge. And the Bible says my people perish from lack of knowledge. And that's so true. You know what I mean? We perish from what we don't know. The information is not presented to us. So that's my goal. You know what I mean? My goal is to bring the people from the dark to the light. You can do anything in life if you make a sound decision. Period. You just have to have clear vision of what you want to do. Period. That's it. That's the key. You know what I mean? And I can help a person be able to see. I can have to have that vision. You know what I mean? I can make the path clear, but I'm not gonna lie, man. A lot of people say, Steve, man, you need to be selling this stuff that I'm about to be telling. Right. You know what I mean? But no, my people need this, man. Right. Like that's one. At the end of the day, that's one. So I'm gonna give it to them first. Right. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give it to them. I'm gonna give them. See, I'm not only gonna tell them the things that they need to feed their mind. You know what I mean? To feed their temple. You know what I mean? I'm gonna show them and give them the tools they need in order to build it. You know what I mean? Because it's easy to say, hey, you supposed to be excited, pumped up, you know, no sleep, no, you supposed to work on, but what are you supposed to be working on? Right. If you have no direction, right. You know, what are you know what I mean? That information is good, it motivates you at that moment in time, but when you not listening at it, you don't hear that, where do you go? Right, afterwards, yeah. Right, and that's I'm gonna give you somewhere to go. Right. I'm gonna give you something to do, right. Action plan and steps. Right. But when you pour into somebody like that, it does, you give a part of yourself to that person. But you know what I mean? You have to do it in an unselfish way. Mm-hmm. It has to truly be able to feed into that person's purpose, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it takes a lot. And you have to be able to feel that person in that way. Right. You know what I mean? And I mean, just, you know, me being able to take somebody from nothing to six figures is easy if they're willing. If they're willing. You know what I mean? You know, a lot of us come with self-defeating behavior. You know what I mean? So we have to work past all that. You know what I mean? Even from the way we talk. You know what I mean? You'll notice you won't ever hear me say try. Right? Or never. You hear me say ever. You know what I mean? Yeah, because anything is possible. You know what I mean? For me to say never is just saying that, you know, takes away that power. Right. You know what I mean? I'm not going to take away my power. Right. So, and me to say try, that's a lie. Either you're going to do it or you're not. It's either or. There's no such thing as trying. You know what I mean? So, you know, and the words that we say, you know, it breathes life or death, and we speak it over ourselves. There's an old saying that says you have to be careful with the conversations that you have with yourself. Have with yourself, because them conversations that you're having with the universe. You know, and you know what they say: what you put out in the universe comes back. Yeah. So you have to be conscious of what you put out there. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, just all that in the life and right, law of attraction. So, but that cycle. But see, these are things I learned without that language. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So these things are embedded in me. You didn't know the wording. I didn't know the wording for it. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So it's me. Right. You know what I mean? It's a part of me. Right. You know, the way I look at it, the way I see it, the way I grew up. You know what I mean? The way the Most High blessed me with the vision to be able to have this. You feel like you manifested? Man, listen, I manifested everything that happened in my life, man. Listen, I promise you, I used to go, when I was incarcerated, man, and there's a buddy of mine that's still locked up doing life right now, right? He called another one of my buddies, right, and they was having a conversation about me. And he said, man, so he asked me how I was doing, right? And my dude was like, man, Steve, how you doing this thing? You know, this and that. He said, man, I knew he was gonna make it. He said he used to be over in the library all day writing down, just writing down stuff. But I did, man. I was just trying to figure out how I can work 3 jobs in 24 hours and make the most. Yes, man.
So you plan on working 3 jobs when you got out?
Man, I plan on doing. Man, my goal. I was a hustler. Man. My goal was to. It wasn't to me. I didn't focus on how hard it was gonna be. That was never my focus. Right. You know what I mean? My focus was what do I need to do in order to get there? That's it. It was more of the result.
So you have like a step-by-step plan for when you got out, or you gonna go get it?
Well, in the course of you doing, a long period of time, You know, you have many plans, you know what I mean? And then when you go in at such a young age like I did, you know what I mean, you grow, you know what I mean? You like, yeah, I thought I was a man before I got there. But I realized I wasn't. You know what I mean? Not a man in a sense, but a man in my way of thinking. You know what I mean? And my beliefs. You know, and then I had a lot more growing even after that. You know what I mean? So, you know, all that experience, I've embodied. You know what I mean? And I just do. I have a different way of seeing things because of those experiences. Not to get off topic, kind of stay on course, but me being locked up, me coming home, me meeting my wife, you know what I mean, us being together as long as we have.
How long have you been together?
20 years now. Yeah. Me having a family, you know what I mean, you go through different experiences, you know what I mean, and and I think I manifest those experiences when I was in there and I was writing it down.
You actually put it on paper?
Oh, man, listen, I had notebooks, my thoughts, my feelings, things I wanted to do. I had boxes, man, you know what I mean? Man, listen, man, it crushed me. Like, for real, man, honestly, I felt depressed, man, when that box got lost. Man, I was in 6 different penitentiaries in that state. Man, that box traveled with me to every different place I've been at. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I sent it home to my brother. He had it up in his attic. He moved and forgot it up in his attic. Man, it crushed me, man. Yeah, that hurt. That hurt. Because it was things that I went through, my growing pains. You know what I mean? I put it all on paper. Now to this day, I hate to write. I hate to write. That's why everything is off the cuff. So a lot of stuff, the people it's gonna be off the cuff. Man, I got the blueprint all up here, man. I can't help it. You know, man, I write down things now that's necessary. You know what I mean? But I'm not a huge writer like that anymore, a texter, you know what I mean? And that's because of that, man, because I lost something that was so important to me, that was really a part of me, you know what I mean?
So you liked to write before that?
I loved to write before that.
Yeah, and then after that, you feel like you did all
I never wrote again after that. I never loved to write again after that. Yeah. It was totally different. It was a different feeling. It was a different emotion, you know what I mean? I knew I always had that to reflect on, you know what I mean? And man, if somebody would have found that and got that, man, right now, man, they got the keys to life. Seriously, man.